All right, so we're gonna kick this off. So,
Okay.
first question I have for you is, what is Alzheimer's disease?
It's a type of dementia. It's caused by buildup of plaques and tangles in your brain. Okay. And it results in memory loss of judgment, sometimes behavioral issues.
Behavior issues. Okay, so yeah, dementia ties in with Alzheimer's. Are they same or similar? How they do?
Dementia is the umbrella term. Alzheimer's is one specific type of dementia. There's like 20-something different types that they've identified. But basically, dementia is any disease which is causing the brain to be damaged and to deteriorate. Okay?
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so what, 3 said what causes dementia? Like what causes it?
Death of brain cells causes it.
Ooh.
Okay? So you can have it, Alzheimer's is because of those proteins that build up the plaques and the tangles and cause the brain cells to die. Alcohol, which causes death of brain cells, can cause another type of dementia. B12 deficiencies can also cause a different type of dementia. And then a really big one is vascular dementia, which is caused by blood pressures that aren't maintained. So you have too much pressure and you burst little, what do you call them? Veins and arteries in your brain.
About. Yeah.
Okay.
So alcohol. So if you like a long time, I have an uncle like that. He been drinking for like years. So I'm starting to notice he starting to have those characteristics. He starting to lose memory.
Yep.
So alcohol, that's like a big factor. Okay. So what is mild cognitive impairment?
Mild cognitive impairment.
Mild cognitive impairment.
Okay, that refers to some of that. You start to see a little bit of memory loss.
A little bit like that. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of impaired judgment, but it hasn't reached that point where you would call it dementia.
That's what I think what he is right now. He had that mild that stage. Okay. So do you know how many people suffer from Alzheimer's, like nationwide?
So
How many people suffer from Alzheimer's, like worldwide or nationwide? You say?
I have no idea. You'd have to look that one up.
I know,
on
right?
The internet.
I know that's right.
It's a pretty big number.
That's a big number, man.
Yeah.
In the millions. Okay. So you know what's the average age of most people suffering from Alzheimer's?
There's two types. There's early onset and late onset. And early onset is anytime it starts before age 65. And then the late onset, I can't remember the average age, but your risk goes up as you age. So, in the 70, 75 age slot, there's some, but in the 75 to 80, there's more people.
Okay. Can you have it like when you like a child? Can you have it like when you're like a young child, Alzheimer's?
Well, the early onset, I don't know of anybody diagnosed as a child. I think the earliest that I've ever seen anybody diagnosed was like 50.
50?
Yeah.
At the early age. Okay, there are 3 stages of Alzheimer's. Okay.
3 stages?
Okay, yeah, I think that's the next one is asking, does the disease occur in younger adults?
It can
Occur in younger adults.
Yes.
Okay, what causes it to come about, Alzheimer's?
Wow. Okay, there's this thing called this tau protein, which I can't even begin to explain to you, but it builds up in your brain. And when it builds up, it causes the formation of plaques, which are kind of like sticky things.
Sticky things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And tangles, which are little green parts getting all wound up.
Right.
That's what causes it. As far as how that tau protein builds up, there's still research on that.
Oh my God! Like I really wanna. So the brain, is it still the same size? Does it like shrink?
It starts to shrink. Yeah, you definitely see shrinkage, and you'll actually, as the damage occurs, you'll actually start to see holes. And they're laughing at me. Don't be laughing.
All I heard was you'll definitely see shrinkage.
Amy.
Well,
Amy.
It's true. I'm standing over here doing this, and all of a sudden I hear you'll definitely see shrinkage. What are you talking about over there?
Brains.
We're talking about brains,
We're
ain't
talking
it?
about brains.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I'm
So,
just saying,
yeah,
I heard what I heard.
In addition to the shrinkage,
Thank you.
you'll also start to see like the ventricles will get bigger, and you'll see actual holes starting to
Holes
form.
in the brain.
Yeah.
Some pretty rad stuff. Okay. Is it genetic, would you say? Like, does somebody have Alzheimer's from their
There is
parents?
a definite genetic predisposition, so yes, if it runs in your family, your risks are greater.
So, say your mama had it, then it's gonna like start developing on down the line when you get older.
It might.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely, I mean, just because one family member has it doesn't mean everybody's going to have it, but it does mean your risks are greater.
Risks are greater. Percentage goes up. Okay, let me see. What gender has the highest risk? Like boy, or girl, male,
I
female?
believe women have a slightly higher
I read
risk.
up on that.
But part of that is because they live longer generally, too.
That's exactly what the article said. Y'all do outlast us.
Yeah,
I
we
wanna
do.
So I'm gonna be gone up out here early to my sister. I wanna stay alive. Okay. What else it says? What are the symptoms of Alzheimer's?
Well, the most notable one that everybody talks about is memory loss. And usually it's your short-term memory. So it's the things that happened 5 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. Whereas most people in the early stages of Alzheimer's remember things from their childhood just fine. They can't remember what they had for breakfast.
Yeah.
But you also see things like their judgment becomes impaired. So they might do things that they ordinarily wouldn't have done. They might take risks, or they might not be able to problem solve. So those are the things you start to watch.
So if I walked in the room, I wouldn't remember I came in the room, but I can remember something from about 3 years ago. Something like that.
Right, yeah. You might not remember why you went in the room, but you probably remember your childhood buddy.
Yeah, that's so weird.
But now, you have to remember that sometimes perfectly normal people with no dementia also forget why they walked in.
I did.
Yeah, because if you got a lot on your mind and you're stressed and
I do it all the
you get
time.
stopped 4 times between, where you were going
I swear.
and actually getting there, you might forget. So
I stay forgetting why I walked in the room.
yeah.
How is it diagnosed?
Based on symptoms, but the actual definitive diagnosis can only be done after death when they do the autopsy. So doctors can make the diagnosis of Alzheimer's based on family history, based on how the dementia is showing itself, but the actual solid proof comes when they look at the brain and find those little plaques and
When they
tangles.
actually do an autopsy and cut it open.
And they can rule out other forms of dementia by getting a really, really good history. So for instance, if you have had high blood pressure your whole life and you've had a series of little strokes, then they can say, well, that's probably vascular dementia, not Alzheimer's disease. But if, your mom and your grandma and your great-grandma all, got what they call senile, then it might more likely be Alzheimer's.
You shedding some wisdom today. Goodness, I didn't know all this. So I know it says the next one, how important is a diagnosis? I know it's real important as you get diagnosed.
It is
It's
important because your treatment is going to be a little different based on your dementia.